Hello and welcome to another NECA Alien review. So this is wave 2 of their sort of Kenner reimagined line. They're also going to be coming out with, I think, wave 3. They're not calling it wave 3, but they've announced, I think, 3 figures already, but whatever. I'm thinking eventually we'll have the full set that will also come with the complete collection of little mini Dark Horse comic books that came with the original Kenner figures. Once again, full disclaimer here, I bought this from Taobao, Chinese equivalents of eBay, and I can't confirm if these are legit or not because NECA has had very good bootlegs or knockoffs made from the same factory where NECA makes their own figures. All I will say is this, these were slightly discounted, but their original prices are similar, but a little bit cheaper than what you might see in, say, America when you're buying from comic book shops or whatever. And I think these are legit, but the packaging is fairly soft. These plastic there is quite soft. And sometimes have a little bit of warp to them, but again, sometimes I've seen NECA packaging like this, like that, so I can't confirm these are legit or not. All I can say is they're pretty much the same price, slightly discounted because they've been out for a while, and from what I felt in the previous review, they seem to be identical to the real ones, so I'm gonna assume for now that these are the legit stuff. So we have a Scorpion Alien with bendable tail, Snake Alien with attack jaw and constricting tail, okay, and Space Marine Apone. Now I wasn't originally going to pick up, like a human character from this line. I kind of just wanted the aliens. I also do like the movie human characters, but not like the super colorful comic book ones. But if I wanted to complete the collection of comic books, I'm gonna have to get him, and plus it was cheaper to get all 3 than buy just these 2. Like it was, the price margin was so low, I might as well get this for like 10 Hong Kong dollars extra or something like that, because of the discount. So yeah, so here's all 3 sets, and on the back of them there's a little bit of info there for the characters. One thing to know on the back of the packaging is that this one is slightly different. Doesn't have the Snake Alien thing. Oh well. So of all 3 of these packaging, which I'm eventually going to chuck in the recycle bin, I'm not going to keep these bulky packaging for no reason. What I've done is just cut the back so I can pull this tray out, and of course the comic book out. And sometimes for the first wave I did keep these papers, but I guess eventually I'll chuck them in the recycle bin as well. But anyway, so for all of these figures, all of them have a lot of like twisty ties on the back there, and again, that's just, for this Snake Alien, yeah, I get it, he does need it, but for the human characters and accessories, I still really hate the idea of having twisty ties on these. I mean, these things are already over packaged, and yeah, I had to cut this a little bit to make this snake come out a bit easier. So yeah. But I will say this, do be mindful of, well, not paper cuts, in this case plastic cuts, when you pull the creatures out, because those thin pieces of plastic can be quite sharp when you get them out. So there you go. Time we got the comics issue number 4, 10 and 11, and with these 3 figures, with the Scorpion we have number 2, with Apone there, Apone, with Sergeant Apone there we have issue number 3, and we have issue number 9 with these Snake Aliens. So let's just quickly look through this. So number 2, blah blah blah, oh, the cyborg guy on the planet. I'm guessing he's going to be one of the figures we'll get eventually, or maybe that guy with the giant, I think they did tease the guy with the giant sort of alien suit to be in quote unquote camouflage. There's a figure where it just wears like external armor that looks alien shaped so you can blend in, because aliens are apparently that stupid. It was a dumb thing, but it's a cool action figure, just like look cool. So yeah, well, some people see Sergeant there punching the goo. Got these Scorpion aliens coming down, but I don't see any of them using like the sting on the back. That makes them Scorpion-y. And there's a Queen alien thing. And got the Sergeant there, which, hooray, finally a straight continuation we have here. And he throws those grenades, which we do have accessories of, more on that later. And they're going away. And we also have issue number 9, which, oh, there's Ripley in a mech. That's cool. Are they gonna... Oh, that's the guy with the alien armor to blend in. Okay, so finally this alien's doing something snake-like. Okay, that makes sense. And then looks like a weird punching robo thing. Looks kind of weird. but whatever. Oh, we got the flying one. Oh, it'd be so cool if the flying alien ever gets released as a NECA figure. That'd be awesome. It'd be expensive because it'd be big, but it'd be really awesome. So that's cool. Those are a bunch of comic books we get. I did take a quick look at someone else's review of the human figure here, and it seems to come with a set of stickers, and mine doesn't. So I guess that confirms mine's not the legit one, maybe, but whatever. So in terms of scale, the human guy we have here stands at just under 7 inches tall, like maybe 6.8, 6.9, and centimeters wise 17 centimeters. Our scorpion alien here, I can't really get him in the sort of kneel or crawling pose, but if I just stretch everything out, he is about 25 centimeters, just under that, or just under 10 inches. As for the snake alien, I just sort of put him down like this, just because he's not going to stand. But the full length from the tip of the tail to the top of the head is 20 inches. That's 50 centimeters roughly. That's long. That's what she said. That's a long toy. So cool. It's cool. So I'm just gonna go for the human character first. He comes with a bunch of accessories here. First, he has this silver-ish shotgun. Mine's a little bit bent in there in the packaging, so I just have to hot water it or something. And then, you know, molded in a silver plastic, has a nice sort of gun, sort of metallic finish to it, darker color, lighter color, and looks yep, very good. It's got this soft strap there to plug onto the character. That's cool. And he also has 2 of these grenades. Now these have pegs on them, so you could peg them onto his back like so. And they also come with these 2 sort of plasticky tubes which have a wire in them, like bendable. And what you do is you unplug this, and then it doesn't matter which way you stick it in. Plug that in. Whoops. Plug that in. There we go. And then here, it's really tight. Again, that's what she said. But then that's plugged into. And it's to simulate how he chucks it in the comic book, where it's got like a bend to it in the comic, I guess. But the overall paint job on this, the silver lining there is pretty nice. The black is pretty nicely done. The green looks good. And the weathering on the grenade tip itself also looks pretty awesome. So legit or not, this is a very cool looking toy thing. So again, you just get this one of the pegs to plug in on the back. Would you want to have grenades plugged onto your back? I mean, yeah, it's your arsenal and stuff, but yeah, I wouldn't want grenades there either. So, for the figure itself, yeah, the face print is pretty awesome. It's painted quite nicely. But a little bit of issue on that lip there. You probably just filled it in with a bit of black ink or something. The mechanical thing on this headset, gear, camera, radio, whatever, microphone is very softish plastic, but it's glued on tight. And these straps there are also made out of softish plastic as well, but it's glued down there, so you can't really move this too much. Softish plastic for the underpants area. We also have a bit of softish plastic there, and it's painted really nicely. These boots, I thought they were like damaged, but no, like the plastic is cracking, but no, it's designed to look like that, and it looks really convincing. Like this is like prop level convincing. This is painted very nicely. Oops. And they also added an extra piece of soft rubbery plastic here between this line and this line and this piece here. A soft plastic that actually covers the joint, and it moves out of place when you need it to, so it doesn't hinder articulation too much. But yeah, joint covering, that's quite smart that they've engineered it that way. Moving back onto the arm, this whole thing here, this metal bit is painted quite nicely, but this is also done in a soft-ish plastic. Not really sure what it is. I can look at the comic book again, but you can see a lot of moving parts there. And there's actually a hydraulic system there that sort of works. You can see it extends and also closes a bit depending on how his arm moves, so that's good, so it's not going to break because it's actually moving. And you see how soft and bendable it is, so that's cool. Finally, the hand itself can also rotate a little bit there, which does also take the whole like mechanical stuff with it, so do be careful with that, you know, like don't want to break it or anything. But the overall figure looks quite nice. And those articulation head is just on a board joint, so look up, look down. Oh, hat's soft plastic too, by the way. A little bit sideways, so yeah, just full rotation there. Again, not too much articulation there because of these pieces, but you can still rotate them just a little bit. Again, look, And his stomach back, no, that's really tight. You can only rotate ever so slightly, which, you know, despite how they've shaped it, he's not got any give forwards and backwards, so oh well. Arm goes up quite far, full rotation there. Single elbow joint, clicky joint, and rotation there. Hand is on a, let's say, peg, rotating there. It's on a peg and swivel, I think. Though again, the joint's hidden quite well. I can't really see it in there. It's probably just a ball peg in there. So it just rotates a little bit, so that's cool. It's fine, it does the job done. Legs goes up, back, and a lot sideways. This is cool. A little bit of rotating joint in there as well. See, very tight. Double knee joint, rotating on the knee joint, and foot goes up, back, a little bit sideways. I think it's a ball peg in there, hidden in there. And yeah, this figure looks, you know, really good. Let's move on to the Scorpion alien. This is, I'll save the snake one to last because that's my highlight. So, Scorpion alien is painted in this sort of metallic-y brown color. Looks really good. Almost feels slimy. I think it might be a little bit oily from like the factory or whatever, but also has these gaps in his leg. That's a nice little detail, it's a bit different. Another big detail is it's got a lot of these little spikes and thorns on it, like, you know, like a rose and a thorn bush. They're not sharp or anything. They look really sharp. I mean, okay, they're a little bit sharp, but they're not, you know, stabby. They don't hurt too much, and because it's mostly made out of softish plastic, which again, that's been warped a little bit, and I had to hot water that to make it, you know, go back to the correct position. And these bits there, they're also not too sharp at all, but again, they're made out of soft-ish plastic. You can see it doesn't give too much, so I wouldn't just bend this. It will snap. Just like all the other alien figures, it does have the mouth-tongue action that you can just push this back in and close the mouth if you want to, or open it, and then this one pulls out quite easily. So that's cool. If I notice, he's also got this extra line going from his jaw to the back of his shoulders, which doesn't actually hinder articulation at all. He's got just as much movement, clicky head movement, as any of the other NECA alien figures, so that's good. It's not hindered anything. And so for the most part, there's obviously a lot of reused parts for the torso there, but just reused parts with extra added detail. If I just bring in, say, the gorilla alien here, you see, you know, how different he is. Now the gorilla alien uses the same legs, I think, as the regular xenomorph, or like the Alien's second movie xenomorph. But you see here, see the torso is the same. Upper arms are not, lower arms are not, and the hands are not. Upper legs are different, lower legs are different. So yeah, basically it's just the torso and underpants area, and of course the joint pieces are reused, but everything else is a different mold to add a lot more detail. Again, once again, in terms of articulation, you got a bit of head rotating there, but obviously you don't want to do it too much, and it is quite stiff, so you can't do it too much. You don't want to snap these soft pieces of plastic. He's got one click there, and another one looking down. Let's see, that's one looking down. Okay, up and down. So he's pretty much got two positions because it clicks in. Arms go up, down, and full rotation there. Very stiff, double elbow joints, and the hands are on a peg and swiveling joint, and then they're also very soft plastic. Very good range of, I think there's a ball joint in here for the stomach area. That's very good. You can move it back up, and this piece here is soft-ish, so once again the underpants area tries to get out of the way of articulation. But if you really want to move the legs up, you might want to just rotate this just a little bit to make it easier, because again you have another rotating joint there, so it doesn't look too out of place. Double knee joint, foot is on a, I think it's a ball peg, feels like a ball peg. And of course the tail itself is on its own rotating joint, plus a wire starts around here. It doesn't go all the way, so there's no wire in here, but it starts around here. And of course you have the stinger on the end, which has no wire there. So I think the wire ends just about here. So quite a lot of wire there for the tail. And once again, I do want to mention that it is, I think, impossible to get him on a crawling pose like he does in the comic book. So I'm going to try my best. You know, his torso does have a lot of leeway, but he doesn't really look up too much, so that's probably the best I can get it. Maybe have him on his knees, it'll look a bit better. Maybe have the arms stretch, it might pose a bit better. But yeah, not really in the crawling pose. Oh well. And finally we have our snake alien. Look at that tail, that's really long. And for the most part, the tail itself is just like a metal inside. I'm just twisting him into a standing position so you can see him better. So there he is. Or it or she, who knows. Yeah, that's the best I can get for now. I'm trying to get it better more. Come on. You gonna do it? Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, that's perfect. He's completely standing now. That's great. That's awesome. So yeah, really loving the colors on this. The green and the purples, awesome. And then a sort of gradient that goes out into brown for the tail, gives it a very nice highlight here. And the bright sort of chest center there looks really awesome. The head is also very nicely done in the back here again. It's just like a brown coloring. And don't know if it's on purpose or not, but there's a hint of a face hugger shape in here that's really icky, like an ant or centipede or something. It's nasty. So, and all of these little fang bits on the torso, these are all individually jointed, so that's cool. Let's see, they're all on little hinges. Yeah, peg and swivels, so not ball joints, so peg and swivels, which I think makes it a little bit more secure than just like some of the ball joints I've seen in the past. So that's great too. That's a nice improvement on stuff there. And the face itself, you got like a sort of predator-like fang thing that can open up, and see the bottom jaw opens up, and you got this whole thing here, and it's like a triple jaw. You got the main big mouth, of course. You got these two fangs that are connected to this center mouthpiece, and this mouthpiece also like unloads. It slides out, so you got the tiny mouth. Tiny mouth is on the under jaw thing with two fangs, and this under jaw thing sticks back into the main mouth. This is mouthception right there. So that's really nasty and cool. Look how long this comes out as well. It's like a snake tongue, so you have to go that comes out. That's cool. So that's articulation. You got obviously the wire here, and that's on a little peg on the top, so that's a rotating joint there, because all of these individual arms are little pegs and swivels, and the head itself can go that far down, that far up. That's actually quite good. And full rotating joint there, and of course, because it doesn't have any soft goods or wires or cables or anything or tendons or whatever, nothing is hindering his articulation at all. Paint wise, all these figures are spot on. Great coloring, great quality control with the painting. It's just pretty good. Plastic wise, for the most part, these feel good in the hand. They're soft where they need to be, and they use hard plastic in the main torso area, torso chunk, and that also makes quite a lot of sense. The only one I don't like is with his right hand. His right hand's made of a hard plastic, and there was a little bit of a pain to stick the shotgun into his hand. That required a little bit of extra work, but you know, as you see there, the shotgun does go in. So that's cool. And of course, with his hands, because they don't have any interchangeable hands or whatever, they just mold it in sort of a grippy shape, whereas I would have preferred it if it had like a hand like that, so it kind of looked more like he was holding a gun. Because, you know, I mean, he can't hold a grenade like that. It would still kind of make sense and look alright, but holding a shotgun like that doesn't make as much sense. So that's where I would like the hand to be a bit different, you know, if they're not going to give us any swappable hands and stuff. The wiring for the most part in the tails of these aliens are also pretty good as well. I would have preferred the wire to extend a little bit more to the tips, but maybe that's to prevent it from snapping off at the tip, maybe? I don't know. But overall, these figures are great. Legit or not, these are very cool NECA figures. And I have reviewed real and official NECA figures such as the Ninja Turtle ones, and they feel like they use the same plastic, same type of painting, same quality. So I can't tell the difference at all whatsoever, apart from him not having stickers. And I'm not really bothered with him not having stickers because I'm not really a sticker person. I'm like, if I stick this, I'm not going to be able to keep it anymore. And if I stick stickers onto a figure like this, it's going to go around the bends and stuff. It's going to fall off and go missing. So I'm not too bothered with that. So, and finally, the comic book prints themselves are also very spot on, high quality. Can't tell difference between them and, I don't know, regular comics maybe. I don't know. This is good quality prints is what I'm saying. So yes. Oh yeah, those have a tendency to fall off if you mess around the figure. They stay on if you put it on display, but you know, as soon as you start playing around with it or touch them, then they fall off. So that could be a difference as well. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below on the course. Take care and have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.